Hey, what's up? It's iCkEdMeL. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for stopping by. And a couple of updates with regards to the Surfside situation. We're going to talk about some of the buildings around South Florida that now people are looking at. Residents, they're taking pictures, recording videos. They are concerned. They even had an evacuation somewhere in North Miami. And then we're going to talk about the firefighter situation, the confusion that happened in the media earlier today, which led people to believe that this person was searching in the rubble and they found their own daughter in the rubble. Let's first start with this one. This place was in Aventura, and this is somebody that reached out to Help Me Howard because they're concerned. They're taking pictures, videos. They want to know what they can do, if anything, when they have these situations going on.
Meanwhile, other condo owners are sharing their concerns. They're sending us pictures of buildings in desperate need of repair, and some are angry because those repairs have not been made.
Do they have any legal options? Let's bring in Help Me Howard and Patrick Frazier for some answers.
This is what many owners see from their condo balcony. And this is what many owners see in their condo garage.
I am very afraid. Very. I sometimes I cannot even sleep because I think that it's going to fall the building.
In Maggie's 50-year-old Hollywood condo, you can see
Damn, that's really bad. Look at that. Holy crap.
cracks in the concrete pillars helping support the building. Rusty rebar is common.
Yeah, there's gotta be a bunch of buildings like this around.
And just like at Champlain South, a pool is above the garage. Maggie says because of leaks, the concrete floor below is constantly wet.
And it's pieces all over the places. You cannot even imagine when it's going to fall one in your car.
It's becoming clear it's not an uncommon sight in South Florida. Help Me Howard viewers are sending in pictures showing their buildings' garages. Look at this Aventura condo garage with cracked support columns. And look at what's being used to help hold up the support.
Bro, I'm good on the building thing. I'm good on that.
Support beams, frightening to owners.
I mean, not saying that all buildings are dangerous, stuff like that, but I think maybe we're getting to, in the next video I'm going to cover the whole DC situation with the construction place. And also there was a bridge too recently, apparently, that collapsed. So we're going to talk about that.
I care about the life, not my life, because I'm very old already, but I care about everybody's life that are here in this building.
Let's begin. What should a condo owner do, Howard, when they see stuff like that?
First, get proof, like pictures. Then get it to your management company. Take it to the condo board and notify the city building department. And keep copies of all of your correspondence.
Back at Maggie's building, the Sea Air Towers board did hire an engineering firm to evaluate their property. They use words like high priority in a 2020 report to emphasize the urgency to repair the 50-year-old structure.
Some very significant problems in the concrete and in the steel in the garage.
Judy Wilkerson is on the condo board.
There's some channels that are, people that are experts, people that are engineers and stuff. I'm curious what they have to see if they see these clips and their reactions to it. But that looks pretty bad.
Why didn't she get her wish and see the $13 million in repairs started?
There are, as in many condominiums, political challenges.
Imagine that.
Some in-house discussions.
In other words, instead of hitting owners with a monster special assessment for all the repairs, the board chose to target the garage work right now. But that's not enough, says Judy. So what can a condo owner do if they're not satisfied with the board's actions?
Patrick, if the board refuses to act, you can file a lawsuit to ask the judge to order them to fix the building.
Now let's jump over to the North Miami situation. My allergies are just driving me, my nose, everything's clogging up, but I'm determined to get this video done tonight. So this is the North Miami situation.
Marked by the Surfside collapse. Let's get right to Local 10's Janine Stanwood with the late-breaking details in North Miami Beach. Janine.
And just a few minutes ago, people started evacuating as we speak. This is 2025 Northeast 164th Street. These are the Crestview Towers. I will step out of the way. The property, as you mentioned, has been deemed unsafe. North Miami Beach officials say they launched a thorough review of high-rises in the wake of the Surfside collapse. Crestview Towers, we're told, submitted its 40-year recertification report, and an engineer found the building structurally and electrically unsafe. That is according according to City of North Miami Beach officials. They say everyone has to be out by tonight. We actually saw somebody leaving just a short time ago with nothing but garbage bags. This is really a dire situation. Take a listen to what a commissioner just told us.
Today we found out that it was deemed to be unsafe, and we're in the process of evacuating the building.
You have to evacuate tonight.
We have to evacuate ASAP.
What's the concern?
We got a report back that it is structurally unsafe, and we're in the process of getting our command staff over here to get on to evacuate the building.
How many people?
We're talking we're 152 units, give or take.
Bro, you know, if they're doing that ASAP the night of, it's got to be some really bad stuff that they encountered. This is the last clip as far as structural damage and recertifications, and apparently there's some places that don't have to recertify older buildings. Click Orlando, News 6.
Trying to sort through how all of this happened. In Miami-Dade County, when most buildings reach the age of 40 years old, they have to undergo a mandatory safety inspection.
Those buildings are then recertified by the local government. But here in Central Florida, there is no such requirement. News 6 investigator Mike DeForest joins us now. So, Mike, why are things done differently here?
Lisa, quite simply, state law and Florida's building code do not require it. Miami-Dade and Broward County are fairly unique when it comes to recertifying 40-year-old buildings. In 1974, more than a dozen people were injured and 7 were killed when the roof collapsed on this federal office building in Miami. South Florida's salty ocean air was partially to blame, says engineer John Pistorino.
This building's almost 40 years old, and that's what it took to create this deterioration.
Based on Pistorino's recommendations, Miami-Dade County soon began requiring most buildings to undergo recertification once they hit the age of 40. Under the recertification process, an engineer must fill out a form like this, confirming the building is structurally sound.
If for any reason the building doesn't comply, then that gives the building official the legal authority to issue a violation.
Here in Central Florida, like most other parts of the state, local governments do not routinely check to see if older buildings are in good structural condition. That responsibility is generally left up to the building's owners.
I walk these floors every day, check stairwells, check everything.
Ron Robleski is the longtime maintenance supervisor at Canaveral Towers in Cape Canaveral. Right now, this 46-year-old condominium is undergoing a major concrete restoration project.
It's to be expected in these buildings on the beach. This building could be built today. Within 10 years, it will need concrete restoration.
He showed us how salt water can seep into the walls, causing steel supports to rust, expand, and eventually break apart the concrete.
Like, this is how it all starts. A little crack. This is called a spall. This is the early signs of rebar starting to rust. And there's the problem.
Robleski says his condominium's association is proactive about maintenance, catching small problems before they get bigger. Some condo boards are not as responsible.
Rather spend their money on upgrading interior finishes and not looking at the real structure underneath.
Pistorino says it can cost some building owners well over $10,000 to hire an engineer for their 40-year recertification. But he believes it's made South Florida safer.
Now, the situation with the Miami firefighter, I'm not going to go in depth on it on this video as far as the local 10, because there was another incident recently with the woman that was heard in the rubble, the clickbaiting and the title, which I gave them the benefit of the doubt. And then this situation with the Miami firefighter, which they initially said around 7-something this morning. And in several videos, they said that the firefighter found his own daughter while searching in the rubble. And so it seemed like it was sensationalized and they wanted to pull on people's strings and get clicks. Maybe it was just an accident. Maybe it was just miscommunication. I have a video that I went in deeper on. I didn't think it was necessary, but I am keeping track in case I see more more of these things happen with WPLG Local 10, then maybe I might drop a video, or maybe I'll just drop the video for members. But anyway, it says here, this is from Team South Florida, a nonprofit law enforcement charity. We have no words, absolutely no words, just devastating and heartbreaking on so many levels. Praying and praying some more. A grieving Miami firefighter working the Surfside building collapse Thursday was among the crew of search workers who recovered the remains of his own daughter. And you gotta wait because there's an update. The grieving father wrapped the 7-year-old victim of last week's Champlain Towers collapse in his jacket and placed a small U.S. flag on the gurney, according to WPLG, which they had some of the information a little bit incorrect. The child's uncle was also among the rescuers. A row of cops and firefighters lined a road near the building site as the dad, his brother, and other first responders took the body off of the pile, according to WPLG, which now there's the update. The update states that we're being told by CNN and Reuters, Miami Mayor Francis Suarez confirmed to the Miami Herald that the firefighter was at the recovery site at the time, though he was not one of the workers digging through the rubble. The firefighter and his brother have kept a vigil at the site since last week.
Question right here.
Chief, I'm sorry, everyone really wants to know, clarify this here. Was that firefighter actually working on the pile at the time, or was it others who rescued him? Were they there observing, and was there some kind of service? I know from what we were hearing, work stopped and there was a moment, and I forgive the question, but the whole world heart is broken, and we just want to know.
No, well, I mean, it was Florida Task Force 2. We're out there in different work groups. So out of the work groups that go through, they were part. The father wasn't part of that process, but obviously was notified.
So I have the video saved in case I need to. I'm just documenting because at the end of the day, this doesn't change the outcome or anything for this family, and it's really not about the weird stuff that WPLG is doing. But at the same time, I'm keeping track because I already noticed 2 times now where it just seems too coincidental, the information that they're putting out, and then they go back, and I have screenshots and I have recordings of everything where they go back and they edit the titles accordingly after. I even have the articles and when it's edited after. I mean, they posted the article like 7 in the morning. They fixed it like at 4 something in the afternoon. Like they could have fixed it way earlier than that. I don't know why it took so long, but here's the clip they posted later on after 4 in the evening.
But we did learn that City of Miami firefighter has been here at the site assisting over this past week, and he was able to be there when task force members reached the body of his daughter and were able to pull her out.
Late Thursday night, another child recovered from the debris of Champlain Towers South.
Tragically, one of those victims was the 7-year-old daughter of a City of Miami firefighter.
It's unimaginable to think of any child being lost in this tragedy, someone who has so much life ahead of them.
Members of Urban Search and Rescue Florida Task Force 2 recovered her body. Her father, a 10-year veteran of Miami's fire department, was there to carry her out.
When he was made aware that we were close to where his loved one may have been, then he stood side by some of his other fellow firefighters while we were able to bring her and then at least give him an opportunity to say his farewells.
Local 10 has learned the little girl was 7-year-old Stella Cattarossi, who had been missing.
That's tough. That's tough. Can imagine just pulling out your child or family member like that and seeing him in that condition.
Along with her mother, Graciela, and other family members. Friend Mariela Porras has been searching for any update since the first hours after the collapse.
I haven't been able to get a hold of them.
One first responder who did not want to speak publicly telling Local 10 they brought her down. Dad draped his jacket over her and placed a small American flag on the gurney. Dad, brother, and other firefighters who dug her out escorted the body through a group of police officers and firefighters lined up on the roadway.
They wanted to stop that and pay their respects not only to him but to that entire family.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. And that's what it's like, what I was talking about as far as like, because I guess he was out there but with a different search crew, but they're colleagues, and so once they got close to the area, I guess the story is they called him over and they brought her out, and then he, paid his respects. And so that's why I was like, I'm not going to spend a full video on it. as far as the whole WPLG and some of the weird things they've been doing, but I am documenting it. So that's 2 times now that I have it, and we'll see what happens. You know, I could just leave it at that, or we'll see what happens. But I just wanted to point out to the GoFundMe, and I was talking about this the other day. This is the verified GoFundMe. You can either donate like overall, or you can scroll down, and there's the verified GoFundMe pages for the various families, which I think this is nice too. I think that if you're gonna donate, that you might want to click, if you're just going to do in general, that's fine, but if you're going to pick a specific family, you might want to read the one that you're picking, because one of the ones that I read, the family says that they don't really specifically need it, and that they're just going to pay it forward, or they're going to send it to another family that needs it, you know. So there's certain stories, certain situations. I think I'm going to do the situation with the father. They were on the 5th floor, according to the New York Times. You know, we were talking about this the other day, the New York Times article. Graciela and Gino Cattarossi, as well as 2 of their daughters and 1 granddaughter are missing. This is from meaww.com. It says, according to WPLG, Stella resided with her family in apartment 501 of the Champlain Towers. Her mother, Graciela, is known to be a photographer. It is not yet confirmed whether the bodies of other members of the Cattarossi family have been recovered. However, it was revealed by family members online that the little girl was found sleeping beside her mother, Graciela. It says, rest in peace, my beautiful friend Graciela Cattarossi and precious Stella. I just learned that the 2 of you were recovered last night, sleeping together. You were inseparable, a friend posted online, according to the Daily Mail. Meanwhile, Stella's father, Enrique Arango, mourned her tragic death and offered her an emotional final farewell. One of the interesting things in reading that last article that I noticed while recording is that there's 2 Cattarossi family GoFundMes. I don't know if there's something. Here's one of them, the 25. It's raised up to 25,000, and at the bottom where I scrolled in, this is the other one that I saw. This was $7,000, and so we have 2 GoFundMes for the Cattarossi family. Let me start off with this one first, the one I was looking at. And this is being done by Victoria on behalf of Alicia Cattarossi, she claims. And it says here that she was a friend of Graciela. And so if you didn't understand the articles I was reading, Graciela, Stella's mother, lived with her parents in this place, basically. All right. It says, with a heavy heart and many tears, the loss of my dear friend Graciela, her daughter Stella, and her sister Andrea, and parents Gino and Graciela, words wouldn't describe how unimaginable and horrible we've lost them. All the family members are believed to have been staying in the South Champlain Towers in apartment 501 in Surfside in the early morning of June 24th when the towers collapsed. I personally knew Graciela and Stella. Graciela opened her heart to me when I just moved to Miami and didn't have any friends. She's the kindest, most lovable mother I had ever met. She raised by herself such a precious soul, Stellita. Oh, I wonder why would she put that in there? I don't know. She is my stepdaughter, best friend. All of you are in my thoughts and heart and will be forever the rest of my life. Now more than ever, I feel privileged to be alive and to be able to hold on tight to my son. For the lucky of us, life will go on, but Andrea's husband and her 3 children back in Argentina at the time of events will have lost their dear mother. Oh. I would like to raise money for their family. The donations are meant for the Cattarossi family. The funds will be directly given to the immediate family. Alicia Cattarossi will be receiving the funds. She is Marcelo's Cattarossi's wife, brother of Andrea and Graciela, and son of Gino and Graciela. The funds are meant to alleviate any financials expenses for the family to travel from Argentina to Miami and so on. To all the families affected by this tragedy, I send you love. Now this is the other one that's 25,000, and this one's run by Nicole Mejias, and is organizing this for Alicia Cattarossi, both. I'm Nicole Mejias, daughter of Marcelo Cattarossi, whose family is still missing. This GoFundMe is created on behalf of the Cattarossi family. On Thursday night, Graciela and Gino Cattarossi were sleeping in their peaceful condo overlooking the ocean. Happy parents and grandparents. In the other room, Graciela and Stella Cattarossi, who have lived there with Gino and Graciela since Stella was born. Visiting was Graciela's sister, Andrea from Argentina, okay? All of them are still missing due to the tragic collapse of the building. This GoFundMe will help the immediate Cattarossi family through these tragic times, specifically for Andrea's 3 sons who are now missing their brave mother. We hope and pray that Andrea, Gracie, Stella, Gino, and Graciela will return to us. We are extremely grateful for your help and support. Anyway, I'm going to be out of here for now. I'm going to follow up with these stories, I believe. It's like 3-4 in the morning right now. We'll talk further about this, and I also want to bring some more stories to the channel, and I'm super nasally and congested. I'm sorry about that. But anyway, take care of yourself. Thank you for all the support, and peace.